Bhagavad Gita? Well, the Bhagavad Gita comes from a much larger series of books, or an epic story of ancient times in India. So the story goes, there was a king in a kingdom, and he had two sons, and traditionally the oldest son inherits the kingdom. But the oldest son was blind, so the king left it to the second son, and this caused a lot of anger between the two brothers, particularly the jealousy from the older one to the younger one. So both of the brothers were having issues with conceiving children, so they went to a special kind of magic person at the time, and the king ended up having, I'm not sure, maybe 5 or 6 kids, but they were all extremely talented. One of them was the finest archer in the kingdom, the other was the best swordsman, the best horseman. They were incredibly rich in culture and in knowledge, and they were very intelligent and also very useful. So they were really great fellas all together. The older brother, who felt he should have been the king, he and his wife had 1,000 sons. They had quite a lot of sons. I think they had one daughter, and these sons were basically useless. They were like duds. They were just like drinking, smoking, gambling, kicking things, just being a total nuisance in the kingdom. And they didn't like their cousins, right? They didn't like those really talented ones, and they were always like walking by him, giving him a shoulder, pushing him, mocking them, teasing them their whole lives. And there's a lot of them, so they were really like a black hole in the kingdom. Okay, but anyway, as the story goes on, they ended up tricking these the princes, and they got him into gambling, got him into all sorts of things, and they ended up losing the kingdom over a gambling game to the 1,000 brothers. And when they took over the kingdom, they caused chaos because they didn't know anything about logistics or strategic thinking or how to get the food moving in and out, and the people were starving and they were fighting and they weren't getting any help. So the kingdom was falling apart. So this is the part of the story where the Bhagavad Gita begins. It is on a battlefield. A war breaks out in the kingdom because the people are starving and it's all going wrong. And these guys need to get the kingdom back into their hands, okay? There's a chariot driver, it's Lord Krishna is driving in, and the finest archer in the kingdom, his name is Arjuna, is being brought into the battle. He's brought into the front line of the battle. So this was a huge surprise for me to find out that yoga is based on a battle scene. I was like, how could this be? But it's teaching us something much more about life. And what happened in this story was Arjuna didn't want to fight, because his family were on the other side and people that he knew, and he was having a moment of conscience because he was a really good guy. And Vishnu was explaining to him that you must fight. The kingdom depends on it. It's despair if you don't, and it is your duty. You are duty bound. You've been placed in this position as the prince. You must fight for the kingdom. And there's many, many lessons inside of that, but he teaches us also that we come from a place of our heart, we come from a place of compassion, and we also come from a place of conscious action, where we either act or we don't act, but we never react. So it's quite a warrior's tale, and in some way, that battle scene is a scene of our life, where we have other ideals, we have other values. They change as we develop ourselves, and the people that were in our lives or have been up till now will notice these changes. And it is a sort of battle. It's not really a battle scene, but it is it's a spiritual battle of sorts. They did win the battle, and they did win back the kingdom, and the kingdom was more prosperous than ever before. Very powerful lessons. And in yoga, we are learning how to battle our own mind and how to win against our mind so that we can come to a place of calm, so we can sit still and we can be at peace with ourselves.